The void howled, not in pain, but in a frustrated, primal rage. The skeletal hand of the primordial horror recoiled, its obsidian grip loosening as Freya's essence, now a shield of crimson and obsidian light, pulsed with the desperate pleas of nascent worlds.
The ancient entity, cloaked in starlight and sorrow, watched.
The crimson gateway, so recently a maw of destruction, now shimmered, its energies calming, restoring.
But the price, the sacrifice, it was immeasurable. Freya was gone, or was she?
Within the dissipating shield, a single, new eye began to form. Not of obsidian, but of pure, vibrant crimson, pulsing with a nascent will. This was not the horror's eye, nor was it entirely Freya's.
It was something new. The ancient entity whispered, its voice like the rustle of forgotten leaves. The balance is fragile. Her choice, it has forged a new path. A path of immense power, and immense peril.
The primordial horror, still seething, saw the crimson eye not as a threat, but as a challenge. It began to reform, its skeletal form knitting itself back together, its countless obsidian eyes now fixed on this nascent spark of defiance.
The void, once silent and empty, began to stir, an unseen pressure building, a cosmic hunger awakening.
The crimson eye widened, its pulsing intensifying.
It felt the weight of the nascent worlds, their desperate yearning for stability, for life. It felt the residual echo of Freya's will, her fierce protectiveness.
And it felt the malevolent gaze of the primordial horror, the ancient predator drawn to this new source of power. Suddenly, tendrils of crimson light shot out from the eye, not to attack, but to connect. They reached out, not just to the nascent worlds, but also towards the recovering horror.
It was an offering, or perhaps a test.
The horror hesitated, its hunger warring with a primal caution.
It had never encountered anything like this before.
High above, in the swirling nebulae, a figure stirred.
Not the ancient entity, but someone, or something else.
A being of pure shadow, with eyes that burned like dying stars.
This new observer, drawn by the cosmic disturbance, watched the unfolding drama with an unnerving stillness.
The crimson eye pulsed again, and a single, resonant hum filled the silence. It was a sound of immense power, a sound that vibrated through the very fabric of existence. Then, with a blinding flash of light, the eye expanded, engulfing the dissipating shield and the recoiling horror in a wave of pure crimson energy. When the light receded, the skeletal hand was gone.
The nascent worlds were silent, their pleas answered. But the horror was not destroyed. It had been absorbed. Merged. A new form began to coalesce from the residual crimson energy.
It was vaguely humanoid, but its limbs shifted and flowed like liquid light.
Its face was indistinct, yet its eyes were the crimson eye, now blazing with an ancient, terrible knowledge.
It turned its gaze, not towards the nascent worlds, but upwards, towards the shadowy figure in the nebulae.
A silent challenge. A declaration.
The ancient entity sighed, a sound of profound weariness.
The game has truly begun.
It murmured, its voice fading into the cosmic wind.
And the rules, they have just been rewritten.
Suddenly, the nascent worlds, moments before bathed in tranquil crimson light, began to flicker.
A shadow, vast and cold, fell upon them. It was not the shadow of the primordial horror. It was something older, something far more terrifying.
And from the depths of this new darkness, a single, impossibly ancient voice echoed, not in words, but in a wave of pure, soul-chilling dread.
You have awakened more than you know, child of light. And this realm is mine.
The voice seemed to pierce through the very essence of the newly formed crimson entity, causing its form to momentarily waver, its blazing crimson eyes dimming with an unknown fear.
Was this the end? Or a new beginning of unimaginable terror?